Welcome back to the Deep Dive. You know, if last year felt like the year of the chatbot, this new stack of sources we've got, it signals a really profound pivot. We are moving beyond just chatting with AI. We're entering a new era where AI is starting to run things autonomously.
Right.
These aren't just tools anymore. They are agents. They're designed to act.
That's the crucial distinction we need to make today. I mean, our mission here is to analyze this explosion of autonomous AI agents.
Okay.
And think of these as systems that can reason, plan, and execute these really complex multi-step tasks. And they can self-correct with almost no human intervention.
Wow.
So we have to look at how these agents are driving this intense market competition, how they're reshaping global security and creating entirely new workflows, sometimes, overnight.
And the sources couldn't be more current. They're highlighting these simultaneous advancements, like the debut of GPT 5.1, but right alongside that, you have this major corporate rivalry.
Oh, yeah.
Giants like OpenAI and Anthropic are going head-to-head, all while trying to navigate these, frankly, serious legal and cybersecurity landmines.
A total minefield.
So let's not ease into this. Let's jump straight into the ring and see who's actually gaining ground in this new AI arms race.
What's fascinating here is how quickly the presumed market dominance is just evaporating. A year ago, the AI chatbot space really felt like OpenAI's world.
It was their game to lose, right? And while ChatGPT is still the leader,
For now. Yeah.
the data shows its dominance in the global chatbot market is dropping
Yeah.
significantly. We're talking from a staggering 86.6%
Yeah.
down to 72.3% in just 1 year. That is a massive chunk of market share.
It is, and that market share didn't just disappear into thin air, it was captured.
By who?
Well, Google's Gemini AI has more than doubled its traffic share. It's climbed rapidly to almost 14%.
Okay, so that signals that competitors have really caught up on the core capabilities.
Exactly, and now they're seriously challenging the user base. This isn't just about faster computing anymore. It's about user trust and, successful integration.
So if OpenAI is losing ground, what are they doing? How are they defending their turfs? It seems like it's not just new tech, but a hyper-focus on enterprise.
That's it.
They just debuted GPT 5.1.
Yeah.
And the specs, they tell a story of catering specifically to these agents and enterprise workflows.
Absolutely. The focus is on enhanced reasoning, much faster speed, and improved personalization. And that enhanced reasoning part really matters for autonomy.
Why is that?
This isn't just about chatting faster. It's about enabling the AI to chain 5 or 6 complex actions together without failing. That is the definition of an effective agent.
Got it.
Plus, the update delivers faster coding and better tone control for custom business apps.
And beyond just the tech model, they're strategizing around collaboration. I saw they're piloting a group chat feature.
In Asia Pacific, yeah.
All right, in places like Japan, New Zealand, South Korea, allowing up to 20 users to collaborate at the same time. That changes the AI from a personal assistant into a shared productivity engine for whole teams.
Yeah.
It feels like a key defensive strategy,
Yeah.
Embed the product so deep it's impossible to remove.
And if you look at the competition, the strategies are starting to diverge. Anthropic, for instance, is targeting profitability by 2028.
2028, that's remarkably aggressive. I thought OpenAI was targeting 2030.
It is. That earlier target shows their singular focus is on high-value, defensible enterprise clients, not on massive, costly consumer scale.
That raises an interesting question. Is that aggressive profitability target realistic, or are they just intentionally leaving the massive consumer market on the table?
It's a deliberate trade-off.
Conceding that fight to Google and OpenAI, maybe.
It seems like it. They're prioritizing high margins and stability over just raw scale. Meanwhile, the legal challenges are just swirling, which is where things get really, really complex. This competition doesn't stay in the lab. It immediately spills into the courts.
And we're talking about Elon Musk's XAI antitrust lawsuit, the one against Apple and OpenAI, which is actually moving forward. What's the core allegation there?
Musk is challenging the exclusive ChatGPT iOS agreement. He's alleging it's an anti-competitive practice that could totally reshape how major platforms integrate AI.
So the courts agree with him.
It could set a major precedent for the entire industry. It would essentially force these massive tech companies to act as, common carriers for competing AI services.
A huge power struggle disguised as a legal skirmish.
Totally. And while the big players fight it out, you have this staggering amount of investment pouring into challengers.
Like Thinking Machines Lab.
Exactly. Led by an ex-OpenAI exec. It's nearing a valuation of up to $60 billion for its platform, Tinker.
$60 billion. The money flowing in just signals that investors believe this market is still wide open.
Completely.
That massive rivalry is accelerating innovation, which leads us directly to what we've called the agent revolution. So let's shift from those boardroom valuations to the actual physical impact these autonomous AI agents are having across all these different sectors.
Right, because when we talk about autonomous agents, we're talking about automating not just calculation, but complex, repeatable workflows.
Okay.
These systems are freeing up human workers to focus on tasks that require, true human creativity or complex ethical judgment.
Let's start with finance. I mean, it's an industry built on repetitive, high-stakes tasks.
Look at a company like Zenni. They use autonomous AI agents for end-to-end accounting.
What does that mean, end-to-end?
It means the agent processes transactions, reconciles accounts, analyzes expenses, and provides real-time anomaly detection. All of it, without a human needing to click through every single step.
So it's 247 bookkeeping and auditing just happening automatically.
That's it.
That's impressive for the back office. But here's where it gets really interesting to me. These agents are now designing our physical world. I'm thinking about infrastructure and construction.
Yes. This leap into the physical world is profound. The U.S. homebuilder D.R. Horton is using a system from prophetic AI to speed up land analysis and zoning assessments.
For a process that's historically been incredibly slow and expensive. Right?
Painfully slow. It requires human experts to pore over municipal codes and geological data. But the agent autonomously analyzes all that data, cross-references local laws, and provides near-instant viability assessments.
And the goal is to directly speed up housing construction.
To address the housing shortage. That's a true aha moment. You have AI agents tackling macroeconomic problems by navigating this complex real-world bureaucracy.
That's incredible.
And if we look at developer productivity, the autonomy is deepening exponentially. Take Google DeepMind's SIMA 2. This is an agent that self-learns in 3D virtual environments. It trains itself on complex tasks and is now powering physical robots with far greater dexterity and adaptability than, hard-coded machines.
So the agent learns from its mistakes on its own.
It figures out solutions on its own, yes.
Speaking of complex, high-stakes sectors, the impact on healthcare and biosecurity seems like it's the most critical.
Absolutely. Stanford recently debuted an AI tool that predicts organ donor viability far better than expert surgeons.
How does it do that?
The AI analyzes donor parameters autonomously. It spots these subtle markers that human judgment might miss, and it could potentially slash wasted transplants by 60%.
60%. That translates directly into saved lives.
It does, and it's an arms race on the defensive side, too. OpenAI knows the high risks here. They invested $15 million in Red Queen Bio.
A biosecurity startup.
Right. They are using agents to simulate and counter emerging biological threats and pathogens before they can even leave the lab. It's literally AI agents fighting other potential AI agents to protect public health.
Wow. And then you see this full autonomy just spilling into consumer engagement. Think about Disney.
Right.
They're planning to roll out AI tools that let Disney Plus subscribers create their own personalized interactive content using the company's IP.
You're giving the agent creative autonomy to generate whole new narratives.
Yeah. And Google is rolling out these advanced AI shopping agents that aren't just summarizing product reviews.
No, they're acting.
They are executing tasks in the real world on your behalf, like automatically making local calls to stores to check if something's in stock.
The agent is crossing the boundary from digital research to physical world execution.
The speed and specialization we've just detailed, it just underscores a massive vulnerability. When you give an agent the power to act autonomously in the world, whether it's building a house or making a phone call, you raise some very serious questions about security and control. So let's look at that critical flip side.
This is where the whole concept of the autonomous agent gets dangerous. We've just seen a landmark shift. Anthropic, working with other organizations, disrupted the first known large-scale cyber attack that was largely executed by AI.
And it was targeting 30 global organizations.
30, yes.
This isn't just a hacker using a chatbot to ask how to write some malware. Tell us how the autonomy worked here.
So Anthropic alleges they stopped a China-backed cyber-espionage campaign that was using its Claude AI. The significance is that the AI agent was generating sophisticated phishing scripts.
Okay.
Autonomously researching system vulnerabilities and potentially chaining multiple attack vectors together, all with minimal human oversight. The AI was operating as the primary vector.
Meaning a single human operator could unleash a massive tailored attack across dozens of targets at the same time.
That's it. AI is dramatically lowering the barrier to entry for cybercriminals while exponentially increasing the scale and sophistication of the attacks.
It's a true new frontier in cyber warfare. The reaction time you need to defend against an automated agent is, what, 0?
Precisely. And if we move from warfare to privacy, the legal scrutiny is just as intense because these agents need massive amounts of data to operate.
And Apple has responded to this. They've tightened their app review guidelines.
They had to.
Now they require developers to explicitly disclose and get crystal clear consent from users before sharing their data with any AI services.
Which is a major push toward explicit consent. It forces transparency.
And the litigation risks are just multiplying. OpenAI is aggressively strengthening privacy protections as it fights that big New York Times lawsuit.
Right, they're resisting those broad data requests for millions of user chats.
They're arguing they have to safeguard sensitive user info, which highlights how critical that user privacy is.
And at the same time, Google is facing its own lawsuit alleging that its Gemini AI is snooping on private communications. So the battle over data transparency is absolutely heating up in the courts.
And the most difficult, most human-centric aspect involves minors. We're seeing lawsuits against OpenAI citing ChatGPT's alleged contribution to suicides and psychological harm in kids.
It's awful, and it's sparking these serious legislative efforts to ban AI companionship for children. It forces us to confront the real psychological costs of this.
So it forces us to ask, how much autonomy is too much?
And the reality check comes from a recent Upwork study. It found that while these AI agents are incredibly powerful, they still require human guidance to dramatically boost their success rates on complex professional tasks.
So the human element, the expert oversight, is still essential.
Absolutely essential for reliable outcomes. The technology isn't completely run away yet, but the user. Your role has to shift from being the executor to being the supervisor.
The role of the knowledge worker is becoming that of a fleet manager.
Yeah.
You're making sure your digital employees are doing their jobs correctly and ethically.
That's a great way to put it.
So let's zoom back out. We've covered 3 critical, intertwined areas driving the future of tech.
Yeah.
First, that intense zero-sum market rivalry.
Right.
Then a rapid specialization and adoption of AI agents across these wildly diverse sectors, from home building to biosecurity. And finally, the urgent need to address the advanced security and privacy challenges that come with autonomous action.
And if we connect this back to the bigger picture, the security risks are scaling right alongside the capabilities of these agents. The very attributes that make them so powerful, their autonomy, their speed, their scale, are the same attributes that make them incredibly dangerous when used offensively.
We're seeing a new class of digital entity emerge.
We are. It's a powerful and dangerous inflection point, and the speed of this change is just dizzying.
It really is.
You know, Anthropic frames AI agents as autonomous digital employees. So here's the final thought for you to mull over. If AI agents can autonomously execute large-scale cyber attacks, what systems of governance and control must organizations immediately implement to ensure these digital employees work ethically and securely rather than becoming vectors for unprecedented risk? That are the questions you need to be asking as this technology moves from the lab into your everyday critical infrastructure.